Hello everyone. So today I will go with you to browse both sites for Rize bike and RadPower bike. I will not be able to go outside today. We have a lot of rain and a lot of thunderstorm, and it doesn't look like I will be able to do anything. So I just decide to do some work and some reviews for anyone interested to buy e-bike. So once you start to look for e-bike, you will see a lot of advertisements, and one of the ads always coming to my way is RadPower bike. They have very good promotion strategy, and they promote their bike all over the place, Facebook, Instagram, everything. So yeah, why do you want e-bike? For sure this question is come to your mind. And if you have regular bike, why you need e-bike? I used to have regular bike years ago, and I never liked them, especially I'm living in a city. It has a lot of uphill and a lot of downhill and up and down, and I don't like it because it's too hard sometimes, especially when you go for a longer ride. You don't really feel good if you start to go up and down, right? Up and down. E-bike, I thought about it like almost 2 years ago. The market was not really have a lot of competitors at the time, and there's local shop here and there. The online market was not really popular like now, so the price range was over my budget as well. So mostly you will spend like $5,000, $6,000 for e-bike. Reliability and battery, it wasn't really great at the time, because we are talking about 3 years or 4 years ago. 2 years start things to be better, and now we have mostly everything. There's lots of online and local shop. They compete to give you a better price with better specifications. This is how I start to think about e-bike. I'm a motorcyclist. I go for a long ride on my motorcycle, but I cannot take my motorcycle everywhere, right? I want to go for some short trips or up and down hills or something. You saw my video that I'm going to up and down hills in my community and other communities and ravines and stuff like that. So I cannot do this with motorcycle, right? So when I decided to get to the e-bike, I was thinking about go for first Rad bike, because their price range is it's within my budget. Plus they have a good reviews as well. They are everywhere, of course. They have tons of people. They do reviews even overseas. They also have good thing about Rad bike. They have a third party, aftermarket, whatever they call them, accessories. You can upgrade your controller, you can upgrade your LCD, you can upgrade a lot of stuff like that. But for most people, you don't want to do that. Why? Because it's kind of money you will spend. It will never end, right? Oh, I want my controller because I feel like I can get a better controller. So you spend another $600, $700. You go, oh, I want a bigger motor. So you go for a motor and you spend another $1,000 or something. Oh, I want a bigger battery. You spend another $1,000 or another maybe $1,500. So it will never end. You will buy the bike for example, Rad bike for $2,000. You'll spend another $1,000, another $2,000. This is not my goal. My goal is to get e-bike, reliable one, has enough power, and also good looking. So when I went to, just to let you know, like both companies, they operate in US and Canada. So if you are in US, you have to buy from US, website, which is this one, like Rize Bike, they have rizebikes.com, RadPower Bike, they have radpowerbikes.com, and Rize Bike, they have .ca, and also same thing for radpowerbike.ca. And what you will notice two things. First, the price here in US dollars, and the price here in Canadian dollars. So for example, if you go for leisure, which the one I have, it's $16.99, but in Canadian website it's $19.99. This is because of the currency conversions and all the things, right? Everything is expensive in Canada now because the Canadian dollars doesn't do any well, right? So the second thing you will notice also the specifications. So for example, if you go to Rize Bike, the leisure, you go to learn more, you go to section, you go to 16 AH battery and 19.2. So basically this is the minimal you will get the battery. The battery stock, which is going to be $16.99. This is the US dollars. You will get the 16 AH. If you want to have 19.2 AH, you will pay more money. The motor is 750 watts, okay? And we'll go to the same company, which is Rize. You will see the leisure here, $19.99. This is Canadian dollars, right? But we see the battery is 17, there is 16. So the battery here is bigger, right? So it has more juice to it, right? And also the upgrade is 20 AH. So this is something, so the bike will come with 17. If you want to upgrade, you upgrade to 20. And the motor is 500 watts. There is 750 in the US website. Why is that? Because different regulation. In Canada, you cannot consider like the e-bike as a regular bike if it's more than 500 watts. So in US it's different, 750 watts. And if you have 750 watts in Canada, you have to license the bike or do other paperwork. I don't know. I'm not interested to know, to be honest. And I have already like license anyway, but maybe there is some fees you have to pay for registration or something. I'm not sure. But this is the difference between the two websites. The other thing you will realize also, sometimes the bike is available in the US website, is not available in the Canadian website, and vice versa, right? So the inventory will be different as well. So when I start to talk to Ride Bike, because this is the first company I was thinking to get my bike, and I went to their website. So this is their website. I browsed the bikes. After I browsed their bikes, I decided to go for Rover 5, and basically the Red Rover 5, it looks to me is a good bike. It has, like, if you see like specification of the Red Rover 5, it's 500 watt motor, which is the Canadian website for sure. The US market, they have 750 as I mentioned, but this is 500 watts. They have the battery is 14 AH, which is okay, is not bad, is not great. So this is something I was try to to find if it's good or not. Of course, when you buy the bike, it doesn't come with any rear rack, so you have to buy the rear rack if you want to go to the rear rack here. So this one is rear rack and transportation, and it will be 109 Canadian dollars. So basically the bike, it will cost you $19.99 plus 109, so it was like 2,100, yeah, for Canadian dollars. So yeah, it's okay. I talked to them and I tried to submit my order, but I was thinking, okay, maybe I can find do more research about what I'm looking for. At the time, I found the Rize Bike, so I went to Rize Bike website. So in Canada, same price. So I was looking for, if I browse their bike here, I was looking for the price, and I see the Leisure is $19.99. This is according to $2,000 each I'm looking for. So I said, okay, go for Leisure. And I tried to compare apple to apple, right? So first of all, if you go to this spec here, it comes in two options in battery, 17 Ah and 20 Ah, right? So this is no brainer. It has higher battery than RadBike. So RadBike basically comes with what? 14, right? 14 Ah. So this is something I consider. Same motor, 500 watt, and the Rize bike, they have the 500 watt as well. But there's something here I want to mention. When I called them at the time, and in their website, the Canadian website, they have the 750 motor. So I said, okay, how come they offer 750 motor like US site? Because if you go here, the Rize bike in the US site, you will see it's a 750 motor, right? So I say, how come you have the same motor in the Canadian? And the sales guy, he told me, yeah, we have it for a limited time, and it was a special inventory, and once it's done, it's done. We'll never have it again. So I said, okay, that's good, right? So I start to browse again, like just to go to Canadian website. Okay, I see like I can order the bike with, now I want to mention something here. When the 750 motor was here in Canadian website, the battery was 16 Ah only, and this is the only option at that time. But I said, okay, 16 still better than 14 from RadBike, right? So I start to see, okay, that's good. So I see, okay, 16, 750 watts, even with 500 watts, still you are getting good battery, right? And I start to see the other option. Torque sensor, yeah, same like RadBike. LCD secure lock, so means you can lock your screen so nobody can operate the bike, the motor, or use pedal assistance. So it means that, it doesn't mean that nobody can steal your bike, but if they steal it, at least you cannot use the motor. And also, maybe if you don't want anybody to, to ride your bike with a motor or something, you can lock it with passcode. Cruise control. So cruise control, basically when you press the throttle, you can press it for 1 minute, and as I explained before, and it will keep your speed, and you can just leave the throttle. The bike will continue, but you can deactivate it by pressing the brakes, and it will deactivate. So this is a good feature if you go for long ride or something with the throttle and you don't want to keep pressing the throttle. The other one, when I go to the feature, you see here 9-speed gear, but in RadBike, you see here the key feature, seven-speed. Okay, so you have 7-speed here in RadBike. In RizeBike you have 9-speed. One thing also I don't like about RadBike is here. I think you will agree with me. Explore the bike. See how the battery is very bulky. You feel like it's a normal bicycle, and you just buy into like aftermarket battery and just stick it there, right? And also see the controller, it's outside. So basically everything is like, you look like you bought this kit and you just add it to the bike, right? But if you go to RizeBike, you see it's very sleek looking. The look of the battery is really very sleek and low profile, right? It's longer, but it's integrated a bit with the frame, and there is no controller showing on the frame, because the controller, they put it on the front here. So you have everything is almost hidden on the frame, and the bike looks very clean and very sharp. The other thing is, you know, if you see the Red Rover 5, they have only one color, right? Only one color. Nothing. I think they had white before, but now they have only one color. You don't even put the colors because they don't have, right? Let's go to the website in US, see if they have something different. Yeah, the same. So same bike, same color, same everything, except of course for the specification here, 750 watts. And same battery, 14Ah. But if we go, for example, to Rize bike, you'll see like you have white, you have red, you have gray, you have, yeah, different colors, right? Which is really neat. I like that, right? So that's why it was, you know, it was no brainer to go for Rize bike. Another thing is I noticed they are using the hydraulic brakes, right? So hydraulic brakes is like the motorcycle and high-end, you know, bikes. But in Rad bike, they are using mechanical brake, and it will, you can see the mechanical brake here and in the bike component, right? So brake caliper, you know, so it's all mechanical brakes and nothing else, which is, you know, this mechanical brake is not, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you get more value for your money when you go to Rize bike, right? So the other one I want to talk about, the buying process. So I don't see any difference between the two companies. Like when you phone them and you try to talk to the sales guys about recommendation about which bike is fit for you and stuff like that, they are pretty, you know, helpful in this matter, and they will tell you which bike is good for you, which bike is good for your riding style, stuff like that. So I don't see any difference. So just my advice to you before you submit your order, just phone them first and talk to them if you have any concern, if you are not sure about what you are buying, because those bikes are not returnable. You cannot return because you don't like them, right? Both companies, they don't offer that. If you do that, you will lose money, and they will, I think they will charge you for restocking and all the stuff, right? And it's not really, I think they don't pay also for shipping, so you will pay for shipping. That's all, you know, going to cost you money. So make sure you know what you are buying. You know, it's not easy to find. I will not advise you to take a test ride or something because they are not available in most cities. If you know, like your friend or your neighbor or something, you see him like have one of those, ask him to, or ask them to, you know, let you try it, you know, have the feeling of if you like it or not. But I'm sure you will like it. Anyway, that's my quick, you know, review about the two companies and my experience with them, and hopefully you will make your mind and make your decision, and you choose the right bike for you. Thank you, and I will see you to another video. Bye-bye.